Buenos tardes, reception. For today's story time, I'm going to read Hugless Douglas, and it was written by David Melling. I'm going to read the blurb on the back so we can find out what this story is about. Ever feel like you need a really big hug? Douglas does, and he's in search of the perfect bear hug. I'm excited to read this one. Are you sitting comfortably? Okay, then let's begin. One spring morning, a big yawn came from the back of a deep, dark cave. It was a young brown bear, and his name was Douglas. Oh, that's a big yawn. I need a hug, said Douglas. So he wriggled out of his pyjamas, brushed his hair, put on a scarf and went to look for one. My best hugs are big, thought Douglas. So he went up to the biggest thing he could find, wrapped his arms all the way around it and gave it a big squeeze. It didn't quite feel right. Woo! Grunted Douglas. It's a bit too heavy. Oh no, he's fallen over. My best hugs are tall, thought Douglas. So he went up to the tallest thing he could find. He hugged the bottom. He hugged around the middle. And he hugged as high as he could reach. But it was all wrong, and it had splinters. My best hugs are comfy, thought Douglas, and he trotted towards a cosy-looking bush. He cuddled the bush, but something felt very odd. The leaves quivered and trembled and ran away. Oh dear, poor Douglas. Give us a hug, cried Douglas. No, but the sheep, we're too busy. He scooped up armfuls anyway and tried to cuddle them gently, but they kicked and squirmed and didn't like it at all. Poor Douglas. Why can't I find a hug? He said. If I want a hug, said a wise owl, I sit in my tree and... Let me try! Whooped Douglas, and he scrambled up next to the owl. But as soon as he found himself in a clumsy muddle, "To-wit, to-woot," said the owl crossly. I only wanted a hug, sniffed Douglas. Perhaps there's one down here. He felt something long-eared and rabbity and gave it a tug. Douglas could tell the rabbit didn't want a hug. He sniffed again and without thinking wiped his nose on the fluffy end. Excuse me, shouted the rabbit. Put me down. But I need a hug, said Douglas, and I can't find one anywhere. Oh, I see, said the rabbit kindly. Come with me. He took Douglas by the paw and led him round and about. At last, they came into a deep, dark cave where a sleepy someone was just waking up. Yawn! Douglas peeked inside. He had the funniest feeling that he knew the someone very well. Hug, asked Douglas, and ran as fast as he could forwards. Who do we think it's going to be? His mum. Oh. Come to think of it, my best hugs are from someone I love," said Douglas, and he snuggled into the biggest, warmest arms he knew. And look, these are all different types of hugs. We've got sandwich hug, don't let go hug, group hug, falling hug, good night hug, upside down hug, shy hug. Even more over here. Back to front hug, solo hug, tummy hug, daisy chain hug, big hug, come and get it hug, an unrequited hug. That was really lovely story. I want a hug now. I hope you enjoyed this story as much as I did. I'll be back tomorrow with another one. Adios. Have a great afternoon.